Hello and welcome back. We're on episode 13 of Aliit by Beskar, which is actually, I believe this is the penultimate for this particular season. Yeah, we've got one more episode after this for the season, and then we'll be back in May after that. But we left it off at a little bit of a cliffhanger last week with a live grenade just sort of blinking and beeping in between everybody except for Jai, who was off in the air in a jetpack. So we're gonna hop into all that action here in just a moment. But before we do, let everybody introduce themselves and their characters. I'll take a quick moment to mention sponsors, and then yeah, we'll find out what happens with the grenade. So starting with the top left, V, tell us a little bit about Anaka and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am primarily a traditional artist. I work in watercolor and pencil sketch, as well as some digital art. And you can find all my stuff online on my art Twitter. I try to post there as regularly as I can. It's a little bit slow these days, but you know, I try my best. But that's at Peppero Draws. That's Pepper like the candy. And that's on Twitter. You can find all my stuff there. But I play Anaka, who is a dark force using Togruta. The crew has kind of dubbed her like the emo teenager of the group, but that is distinctly not her personality. They just haven't figured that out yet. So it'll be interesting to see them kind of figure that out about her. But yeah, that's Naka.
Awesome. Next we've got Nikki. Tell us a little bit about Ilsa and yourself.
I'll try to, but I always forget this every single time.
No worries. Excuse me.
So I remember my name.
That's a good start. So Ilsa was it an Imperial Stormtrooper dropout?
Yeah, Imperial Stormtrooper dropout.
Which is a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, my name is Nikki. That is my name. And yeah, Elsa is a Imperial Stormtrooper school dropout and discovering she has some force abilities and finally has a lightsaber. And there's still much more, but I can't remember it right now. The next episode, I'll write something up unless I forget, which I'll probably will.
No worries. Jason, I relate to this so much. Who even are we? Next we've got Hope. Tell us a little bit about Muxo and yourself.
Yeah, I play Muxo, who is a bit of a daredevil pilot type. She's like if Leslie Hall and Ace Rimmer from Red Dwarf had 7 children and she was a middle child. She kind of dresses like her mom. She's got the gold bodysuit underneath her hot pink armor. She's bold and brash, and I wish she was as cool as she thinks she is. Right now, she's tending to a little too kind-hearted, but I guess she's gonna grow out of that maybe. I'm Hope Tracy 71 on Twitter, and on Monday nights on the Lady Shadows channel, you can find me playing Tia, who is a Wynant wild magic sorcerer with an eye on the throne of Durhi.
Awesome. Next we've got Matt. Tell us a little bit about Jai and yourself.
Oh boy, I'm Matt. I am a content creator of various stripes, and I play the sweet summer child Jai, who was, I get, he's dealing with some stuff, and he wasn't thrilled to be on this planet, and was really trying to figure out if this guy was bad or not, so we could just deal with it at the dock. But no, we had to go on a nature hike. I think I'm also now claiming that Jai now, because of a proton torpedo, has a sixth sense about when things are about to explode at his feet, and that's totally the reason why he jetpacked up away.
That makes sense. All right, next we've got Mr. Parr. Tell us a little bit about Zadu and yourself.
Yes, once again, I'm not here to say anything new about Zadu. He is the same as he's always been, but for anybody who might be randomly tuning in for the first time, Zadu Baka is a Twi'lek raised on Kashyyyk after his parents tragically crashed there, where he lost track of them, but he was brought into a new family, a family of Wookiees, his first found family. Then, when he grew into a young adult, he decided to leave home. He wanted to see the sights, he wanted to see the world, and he had a hunger for battle. And so, he joined up with some Mandalorians, and they taught him their ways, his second found family. And now, as part of the crew, Zadu has been traveling around, and in one store in all the universe, he walked in and saw a droideka, and that droideka, Locke, his murder son, is his third found family. So I guess you can say, Zadu Baka is the master of found families. What family will he find next?
It's a good question. All right, and that just leaves me. While I'm going through all of this stuff about me and the sponsors, I forgot to mention I do need everyone to roll initiative. So if you want to do that while I'm talking, that'd be awesome. For obvious reasons of grenades going off. But yeah, I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is the brand that I have for all the various things I do, most of which are tabletop related. You can find my link tree right there in chat. And then I play everything else in the galaxy, including Kieran Lal, who's the ex-Jedi that the crew's kind of sort of adopted, who's also present for this encounter. Yeah, she's been through some stuff and is dealing with that, but she's pretty cool. And then quick word about sponsors, which I will throw into chat, is Fundamental RPG. Looks like this. You can get your copy at Amazon. Just look up Fundamental RPG or Raven Evermore. Or if you would like to get just a digital copy, you can get that at coffee.com/raven/shop. Just like it says in the bottom left-hand or right-hand corner of the screen. Just add /shop to the end of that. Yeah, it's a D20 system. We use it for Animus and Water. We've used it on a couple other shows in the past. We're using it on 4 shows next season. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it, and not just because I wrote it. It's just a lot of fun. And then you can also find Intrepid at the same spot, coffee.com/raven/shop, and that is adventuring gear for real life. Just added a new coffee mug on there today, which looks really cool. And it's basically outdoor athletic and casual wear, as well as some accessories and water bottles, obviously coffee mug, with a tabletop theme. So very cool stuff, and you can check that out at the coffee website. And I think that's everything, so we'll jump right into it. So we've got, let's see, Jai's got a 26. Anaka's got a 10. Muxa's got a 14. And Zadu's got a 19. And then what was Ilsa's initiative? I'm gonna roll for Kieran here.
Luxo needed a moment for her disbelief. That's why she's so low in the turn order. Really? How? He seems so nice.
25 for Kieran. All right. So the turn order is going to be Jannar goes first, which I think it's safe to say that he's already done the thing. Next is Jai, followed by Kieran.
Can I roll initiative again, please?
Oh, sure.
I forgot what I have to use to roll it again, but I don't want to be 9.
Yeah, no worries. Go for it.
Thank you. Okay,
14. Okay.
Is that better?
That's a little better, yeah. So we'll do 14.15. Okay. So yeah, Jannar first, then Jai, then Kieran, then Zadu, then Ilsa, then Muxo, and then Anaka. Alright, so Jannar's already gone and dropped the grenade. There's a blaster rifle shooting at you from up on the hill. That's kind of what's going on. The grenade's going to go off any second. So starting with Jai, what do you do?
We have force users in the party. All right, Jai's gonna try something stupid. We're gonna kick off swinging tonight, friends.
All right.
So I made sure to add in a grappling hook and everything onto my armor.
That's right.
So I'm gonna just like, as I'm jetting up, I'm gonna see that grenade just go, huh? No. And I'm gonna grapple the grenade and try to fling it back at him.
Okay.
Up on the hill.
All right.
What mess do you want for this dumbness?
Try to figure that out. I think it's just gonna be like a ranged attack.
Okay.
We'll just do ranged attack, and I'm gonna state this. I mean, it doesn't really have a reflex defense because it's stationary. So we'll use this as sort of like a ranged attack versus a DC.
Okay. Then I'm going to roll with a different, with not my blaster. So it looks like all my other ranged attacks are this. I'm just going to roll a frag grenades attack.
Perfect.
So 22 attack.
Yeah, I'd say that's decent enough to attach the grappling hook to it and pull it away. Now, are you trying to throw it at Jannar?
That would be ideal.
He's kind of hidden, kind
Whoa,
of stealthed away, but you do know where the blaster's coming from.
Oh, I'll throw out the blasters then.
Okay.
It's either him or it's someone that I don't want shooting at us.
Fair. Yeah, right after I said, do you want to throw it to Jannar? Like, oh, wait a minute, you don't know where he is. Other than the blaster shooting at you. So go ahead and do the frag grenade attack again.
Okay. No!
Oh, no.
Those are not ones.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Are you
What's
going
the
to
thing
destiny point this?
Yes.
You do
Screw
have a
that
couple
noise.
of crits as well. That you
Screw
can
that noise.
take from the party pool.
No, actually, yeah, I'll take a crit from the party pool if everyone's cool with it.
Yeah, it's great. A great story.
Yeah. Destiny points are much more versatile than crits, and crits all you need here.
So yeah, it looks like the actual damage on that is 46 plus 3.
46 plus 3. Oof. Okay.
Frag grenade's bad.
They are. There's a loud explosion, and sort of like the sound of like electronics whirring down, and bits of blaster rifle and what looks like some droid parts just sort of flying off in the distance. That's no longer shooting at you.
Jai's just gonna get on the comm then and just be like, and this is why we don't give idiots grenades. Completely missing the fact that he himself has been the most idiotic individual with grenades so far. But we're just gonna.
Musa will reply, "Oh, no more grenades for you then."
Jai glares. Just like the head turns and just.
I mean, we're both wearing helmets. You can't see it.
Oh, I know, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
And I guess then for my movement, I'm gonna jetpack the rest of the way. I'm gonna continue my jetpack the rest of the way up the hill.
Okay. And then it'll be Kieran's turn next. And I mentioned last week that Kieran had this weird handle-looking thing with like a back holster. And she pulls that out, and it looks like just like a sort of a stick, like about yay wide. I'm holding my hands about shoulder length apart from each other. And it looks just like a grip. It's wrapped in leather, and it's got some weird little bit wider things on the end. So she pulls that out just off of her back and flips a switch, and it about doubles in length, with sort of an extension coming out of either side. And you can see it is essentially a vibro staff. So it's got big pieces of metal that come off the end, sort of collapsible, and then it locks into place. So she pulls that out, and it's basically like a big bow staff, but it's got fancy Star Wars ends on it. So she pulls that out, flips it around a few times, and starts scanning the woods for Jannar. Going to go ahead and roll a perception check for her. With a 15, she has not figured out where Jannar is yet. But she's going to kind of move in front of most of the group in sort of a protective stance. Zadu, your turn next.
Yes. What an interesting turn of events. Okay, I have to roll perception to find him, right?
Yes.
Sorry. I'll see if I can find Buddy Boy. I'm gonna guess a 17 doesn't do it.
Oh, oops, I was muted. With a 17, yeah, you're not really able to spot anything. You kind of think you can hear movement off sort of towards the left of the party, but you can't pinpoint exactly where.
Off to the left, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Would you like to move at all, or are you gonna stay put?
Well, if Zato can tell that much, he's gonna start moving that direction.
Okay. And then from there, it'll be Ilsa's turn.
Okay, can she use sense surroundings to find out where this person is?
Absolutely. So if I remember right, that's just use the force. And it works like a perception check, but use the force is usually a lot higher.
Well, no, her perception is higher, but this says that it ignores the effects of cover and concealment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. That would lower the DC considerably.
Yeah, her no, her perception is really high. It's her use of force that's not so high.
Okay. So yeah, it'd kind of be, I think, probably 6 of one, half dozen of the other. One would lower the DC, and then the other one is you have the higher stat in.
I'm gonna try and use the force.
All right.
Wow.
So 27, yeah. You're able to sense that Jannar is behind a particularly large tree off to the left of the group. About 12 or so squares away from you. If we were looking at a map, which each square would be 5 feet.
Okay, so since he's behind cover, I can't really get him with a ranged weapon, right?
Yeah, he's got full cover because he's behind the tree, but You can definitely let everybody know where he is and start
Yeah.
working on flanking.
Ilsa's going to do that. She's going to tell everybody where he is and suggest flanking.
Okay. And then is Ilsa going to move towards the tree or sort of off to the side to kind of get around the tree?
Kind of off to the side, like she doesn't know where she's going. But
Okay.
obviously she knows where he is, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah. Right. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So you're trying to get over there, like around the tree, without making it look like you're trying to get around the tree.
Right.
Gotcha. Smart. All right, Muxa, you're next.
Muso goes up and attempts the same kind of thing in the other direction of Ilsa. Like she's trying to cooperate, but from above.
Okay.
Yep. So she jetpacks up and kind of looking out for if she can keep him behind the tree. She's gonna take out her blaster rifle as she does.
All right. And then from there it would be Anaka's turn. Excuse me.
Yeah, with Ilsa having told us where to find him, Anaka would probably stick low to the ground and start making her way around.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Sounds perfect. All right, that'll bring us back to Janara's turn. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, six people here. I'm just going to roll 1d6 to decide using the overlay as the order. So sorry, Anaka, you're getting shot at. So let's see here. Nope, it's not Kieran, it's Janar. So he's going to take aim at you. And...
How does he see me? Because if I try to talk my way through this, as a Togruta, I do have a sneaky, I guess, trait where I can, she's a species that is naturally sneaky and might blend in a little bit easier.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you'd like, we can backtrack a bit there and you can make a stealth roll.
Yeah. Because I have a bit of a built-in kind of backup safety net with that, so I'd like to try to use it.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah. He's not able to see particularly well, so...
Okay, so that's a 20. However, because of sneaky, I can reroll it if I need to.
Nope, he rolled pretty dang low.
Okay.
So in that case, I'm going to reroll who he's shooting at, because he's going to go for whoever he can see over hunting for a target, since there's plenty to choose from. And roll 20's thinking about it. Still thinking about it.
It's a big decision.
Apparently so. Alright, tell you what, I'm just going to roll a physical d6 and we'll go from there. Oh, there we go. I had to threaten to roll a physical die. 5, so that's going to be Kieran. Alright. And let me just pull this up here. So that's going to be 1d20 plus 13. Boy, it is really struggling tonight. Let's see. Okay, 29. Kieran's reflex defense is 30. So what happens is he kind of peeks out from behind the tree and fires at Kieran with burst fire. And so there's a bunch of blaster bolts that go flying, and she kind of just ducks out of the way of some of them and is actually able to kind of deflect a couple of them with the vibro staff. And that's going to be his turn, in addition to probably a lot of swearing. So next will be Jai again.
So how far away is Jai from him? Like, how high up is this hill?
So if you're up on the hill, you're probably about 18 to 20 squares away. And the hill is roughly, like, at the very top of it, 5 squares higher than where Jannar is.
Okay, cool. So I'm a good chunk of distance away from him right now, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Still within, still within point blank for your weapon, but...
Maybe. I think that's
at
like
least
100.
in sniper mode.
Yeah, it'd have to be in sniper mode. All right, so I'm going to I'm going to spend my whole turn just shunk.
All right.
And I'm going to use my swift action to... I'll do that on the next turn. Never mind. But I am going to yell down, just be like, "Hey, Jannar, I got the high ground."
Damn it.
And just bring that barrel just right down on the tree and just be like, "Pop out. I dare you."
Fantastic. All right. It is Kieran's turn next. And I think she's just gonna full out. Oh wait, I had something for this. I think surge, but I think that might only be for jumping. Kieran has a whole bunch of force powers that I still am learning what they freaking do, so I don't usually play force users myself. Yeah, that's just for jump. Never mind. So yeah, Kieran's just gonna flat out run at the tree, with the bow staff, the vibro staff, sort of flat against the back of her arm on one side, and kind of leaning forward. It's basically a Naruto run holding a bow staff, right at this tree, and that's her whole turn. Zadu, your turn.
Okay, so we've got a one-man show going on. I think... Do we know that he's out here truly alone?
You don't know that for sure, but so far, the one thing that was shooting at you first, is blown up, and he's the only other person that's been shooting at you.
Am I paranoid now? I feel like Zadu sees that, the rest of the crew is kind of handling it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I want to continue to search around and see if there's anyone else here, or if there's any trace of maybe him having a base or a hidey hole nearby, something like that.
Yeah, let's do a... I'll let you choose between either perception or survival, with survival being kind of like tracking.
How about
and they, depending on which one you use, you'll get different information, but it'll be equally useful.
I just auto-crit this.
I mean, you can. 16?
I have like nothing to perception or survival. But I feel like I should be good at it since it's a forest. They're woodlands.
You're welcome to use force points, or you currently have 4d6 in the cast pool if you want to use one of those as well.
How dare you have been indignant about that last session and then haul it out?
Huh?
You're woodsy and you're like, what do you mean by that?
Hey. In character, all right? In character, I'm woodsy. But out of character, I ain't got nothing to these rolls. I can only use one force point, right?
You can use as many force points as you'd like, but you can only use 1d6 from the cast pool at a time.
Okay. Let's try a force point. 19.
Okay, so put you at 19. So that'll give you some information. One higher will give you more information if you want to use another force point, but a 19's enough to know some stuff.
Use a cast pool.
25.
Use one of them.
All right. So we've got 19.
Sato doesn't use the
so
force. What does he need force points for?
So 25 on survival. Yeah, you're actually able to move around a bit and start noticing some snapped branches here and there, some little indentations in the ground where it looks like something's been dragged through the forest that maybe was kind of heavy. And you can tell that, yeah, there's definitely like a sniper's blind that's now destroyed on top of the hill up where Jai is. But it looks like there's also other things that were dragged through into various directions around the forest. So, long story short, you're able to surmise that there's probably multiple locations like what was up on that hill. And he might have other like weapon caches or something like that hidden throughout the area. So while there's probably not any immediate threat, there could be if you have to chase him.
It's a trap.
That's a trap. Yeah. Love that.
There's a... Watch out! This whole area is persona non grata.
All right. And then Ilsa, it's back to you.
How far away am I from this guy?
So I believe your base movement speed is about 6 squares, and you're about 12 away from the tree. So you're probably about 6 away, give or take. So if you wanted to run up to the tree, like right where he is, you could. If you want to go for a melee thing, or if you want to do something ranged, you'd probably only need to move a couple of squares to have line of sight on him.
See, do I choose chaos today, or do I have her be not chaos?
I mean, I always choose chaos.
You know,
Chaos.
but I didn't add her lightsaber to her weapons yet, so she can't because I was thinking she could rush up with the lightsaber and swipe at the guy.
Oh, sure. Do you not have proficiency with it yet? Is that what it is, or is it just not on your character sheet?
It's not on the sheet.
Oh, okay. I can add that in for you if you'd like. I can do that real quick.
Okay, yeah, because
I want you to be able to do that if that's what you'd like to attack with. Yeah, give me 1 second and I'll add it in for
Okay,
you.
thank you.
So in the meantime, go ahead and tell us what does it look like?
She's acting like she doesn't know where she's going, and then she takes the lightsaber out and holds it up, and then rushes towards the tree where the guy's hiding.
Fantastic. And I believe that should be everything you need right there.
Okay,
Should be able to hit that button now.
thank you.
No problem.
It's now I'm feeling silly. It is under attacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I
should
see
just
it.
say lightsaber.
Yes.
So a 17. And so it doesn't quite hit them. So it misses. However, if you would like, you can try to swing through the tree as at the same time as you're swiping at him to remove his cover. Um, if you'd
We're
like to
at a
do so.
force point.
His reflex defense is kind of high. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
It'd
Okay,
take a few force points.
Okay, I'll do the tree. I'll swipe through the tree.
All right, cool. Go ahead and describe for us what this looks like as you swing at him, and he kind of ducks out of the way, but you take out the tree.
She swings at him, and she quickly lifts her blade up and swipes at the tree, almost hitting him. But of course, he's not going to get hit by it.
Okay.
Like you could tell, she's been practicing.
Fantastic. And what color is your lightsaber again?
Purple, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Light purple.
But which direction does the tree fall?
That's actually what I'm rolling for right now, because I'm like,
Oh.
what direction does
okay.
it fall?
That wasn't how much she
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
It's like a nice swoop.
Mm.
Doesn't make a
Nice.
sound.
Actually, I should roll. There's more
We're
than
all
4
here to hear it.
directions.
And is that sound Doofenshmirtz?
So it falls, unfortunately, not directly at him, but not towards you either. It goes about 45 degrees to the right. So kind of almost in the direction of where Jai is. But there's no risk of anybody getting hit by like the trunk or branches or anything. It just makes a really loud sound as it
So it does
falls.
make a sound that falls.
It does. It breaks some branches off of some other nearby trees. It crashes to the ground. A bunch of wildlife goes flying off or running off. And now Jannar has no cover.
And this is what happens when Ilsa spends all of her time destroying her plants.
Yes. All right. And then Muxa, it'll be your turn next.
All right, so like I understand he has no cover, but I also understand that my dear friend Ilsa is in her very first lightsaber fight, and I would like that to continue a little while longer. So I'm actually going to shoot with my blaster rifle behind where he might run away from her.
Okay.
Okay.
So trying to kind of intimidate him into staying in place.
Yeah, it's only a single like bolt, but I wanna aim it in the right place for him to notice it and know that I could hit him if I wanted to.
Okay.
I will roll that just a moment. Oh, wait, there's the button. And
19?
oh, well, a 19, I just need to hit the ground.
Almost
And not
max
him.
damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you hit the ground really good. It kicks up a bunch of dirt. There's a tiny little crater, like this sized crater in the ground behind him.
Yeah,
Gets his
like 5
attention
feet
for
behind
sure.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. That's exactly what I intended to do. Good.
perfect. And then anything else?
And then
for your
I'll
turn?
say into the communicator, yeah, you get him.
Okay. Anaka, your turn next.
How far would you say that she's gotten? Like how close? Sneaking.
If you're sneaking, you're probably about. You went right around the tree, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you're probably around 7 or 8 squares away from what was the tree.
Okay, that's fine. just needed to be below 9. I'm going to make a disarm attack with my force disarm and improved disarm together.
Okay. And how does that work again?
So on a regular disarm attack, I would make a regular attack roll, and you would get a +10 bonus to your reflex defense. However, I get a +5 on my improved disarm with.
Okay.
Yeah, I gain a +5 bonus on any of my melee attacks.
Fantastic. So, for my purposes, Jannar has reflex defense +10 is what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make that roll.
Yeah. He's not holding it with more than one hand, is he?
He is. It's a two-handed weapon. It's using the blaster rifle.
All right, so I don't get any bonus then.
Oh, sorry.
So I don't have my attack rolls set up. So what is it that I roll? Because I just roll it normally in roll 20.
Is it an attack roll or is it a use the force roll? Just 'cause
That's
I'm
a
not
good
looking at the
question because
power.
it just says.
I do have the whole list of powers up there. Let me find it. Force disarm.
It does say you disarm an opponent. An opponent using the force to pull the weapon from their grasp.
Yeah, make a use the force check. That's what it is.
Okay. Gotcha. Of course it wouldn't work. Why would it work?
Ouch. You do distract him further, so he's distracted from the crater in the ground behind him, and then the blaster rifle's starting to like float away. Oh, hey, hold up. Jay just redeemed 10,000 guild coins for an advantage. Is that for V? Perfect. So if you want to use that advantage now, you can. If you want to re-roll that.
Sure, let's give it the old college try.
All right.
That's a little better.
Much better. Yeah.
Thanks, Jay. You're a real one.
So he's distracted by the little crater behind him and the dirt spraying everywhere. And then his blaster rifle's just trying to float away like it's made of helium. And it doesn't quite work at first, but then you give it that extra little oomph, and it just goes flying out of his hands towards you. Which you can just throw wherever, or you can retrieve it if you would like.
Let me see. There's a special thing with the force disarm. If I do have a free hand, I can catch it. Or if I use a force point, I can destroy it. And I don't need any blasters, so I'm gonna use a force point and crush the shit out of
it. Okay. Yeah, it just crumples into a useless hunk of metal.
I don't care for your blasters, Raven. It doesn't apply to me. You can all you want. I don't have a use for it. I also still have a two-handed blaster from fighting the Saxons, so.
That's right.
I want that blaster. I want Saxon's blaster.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I was just saying aw because it was a +2 E11 blaster rifle, essentially. So like the regular one, but you get +2 attack and damage. It was a nice one. That's what I'm saying. It's gone now. It's destroyed.
It's destroyed. Sorry.
Yeah, Jannar suddenly feels the need to go to the bathroom, but manages to not. It's his turn next, unless there's anything else that you want to do on your turn for Inaka.
No. I'll let Ilsa take this one.
Okay. Then Jannar is going to full round action try to run away. So instead of running directly behind or to the right, where the blaster bolts or the very scary horse lady are, he's going to run sort of to the left, just almost back towards where you came from. However, Ilsa, since you are in melee range, you will get an attack of opportunity that you can use on him as he tries to run away.
Yeah, she is going to use that.
All right.
Can she's try to hit him with her lightsaber again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So he's running away, and she just rushes at him with the saber, like tries to jump so he can't get away. I don't know what I'm saying. I swear in my head it looks really cool.
I'm following. I'm pictured it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
11 with 16. All right.
Would a
So-
D6 help or no?
Not quite. His reflex defense is still pretty high, but I will say that you're able to like clip him a little bit, so it doesn't cause any damage, but it does like cut through some of the fabric on his pants, and makes it a little bit harder for him to not bleed on things as he rushes through the forest. So he'll take a little bit more damage from lack of protection as he's basically just charging through the forest trying to get away. So it makes it a little more difficult for him. So he's going to be able to get about, let's see, that's 6, 12, 18, I believe it's 18 squares away for a full round run. And that's going to be his whole turn. Next is going to be Jai again.
Do I still have line of sight on him?
Yeah. He's a lot further away, but you still have line of sight.
Alrighty. So this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna use a swift action and my movement action to aim.
Okay.
So he gets no cover bonuses now. And this is a fun thing that's been happening with Jai's blaster attacks that we just really haven't run into yet. All of my target's damage reduction is 5 lower than it should be.
Oh, nice.
So Jai's just gonna go, no, my friend's got a new toy. You're gonna stay there and play. And I want to shoot out one of his knees.
Oof. Okay. You can absolutely try to do so.
Or I guess more specifically, non-lethal shot. I can't stun, but a non-lethal shot.
Okay.
The knee would be cool, but I'm not going to call the shot that deep. 25?
So 25. It's close.
I will roll a force point.
Okay.
28?
So 3. That is exactly how much you needed. So 21 damage. How much health does this guy have? Okay. That
Less damage reduction.
That certainly stings quite a bit. So that puts him at that number. Yeah, you don't take out his knee or anything like that, but you do hit him in the leg hard enough that he falls. And we'll have to take time to stand up next turn.
Perfect.
As well as takes a ton of damage.
From further into the trees where Anaka used to be standing, all you hear is just a peal of laughter as this guy hits the ground.
Jesuit just comes over the helmet, just goes, "This is great, right?"
See if I can do a thing real quick. Because it's Kieran's turn next. Oh, fantastic. So it's only within 12 squares, but that tree is way longer than 12 squares, so she only has to move the bottom of it 12 squares. Okay, cool. We're gonna give this a try. We'll see if Kieran's able to do this. Let me just change this to this. So Jannar has gotten well out of range of Kieran's bow staff, obviously. Oh, yep, that would do it. So she's also trying to prevent Jannar from getting away.
Raven, that's a 20.
Is that a nat 20?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. For Ilsa, would Ilsa rather have this guy, like, pinned down under a tree or trapped by a tree?
You know what? I have a whole party here. What do you guys think? They're both
What's the
really
difference?
funny.
You want to fight more, or do you want to execute?
I
Yeah.
abstain.
You abstain.
The difference being
mean-
the tree's gonna fall on his legs, or the tree's just gonna, like, trap him into a corner, essentially.
Maybe we should just trap them so.
How evil?
Trap him.
Okay, so you're not going straight to evil. Okay.
Okay. We're gonna take a roundabout way to get there. So yeah, Kieran basically uses the force, because especially with a nat 20, it essentially just bends the tree into a semicircle and just plops it right down in front of him. So, you know, he would have to get up off the ground and try to climb over this rather large tree trunk to get away at this point. It's almost made like a little mini fight arena for you. And that's Kieran's turn. Zadu, you are next.
So a full round ran. Yeah, I guess Zadu's going to do the same. So you can run as a full round action, move up to 4 times your speed in a straight line. What was my speed? 6 for 24 squares.
Yeah.
I'd like to run while keeping an eye out, since I've noticed that he has a sort of design to this. I don't know if he took extra caution while running himself, but you know, not set off any errant traps.
Yeah, you're able to move right up to where he is, really, without any issues. And there's no traps that you set off or anything like that. There is nothing to find in this area.
Okay. Well, hello again, friend.
He seems a little bit shaken. He had prepared for, you know, bounty hunters, not Jedi. And doesn't really say anything back, but looks quite shaken and a little panicky. Next, we've got Ilsa. You are able to get up to where he is. I think that would take your full move or full turn to get up
I
there,
think so.
but you can get up there.
Yeah, she's going to get up there so she can try again.
All right, Muxa.
Yeah, Muxa will fly over and supervise.
Okay. Anaka.
She's gonna move up in closer, which I think is like her base speed is 6 squares. So are we, just for clarification, because I blanked out for a second there, are we letting Ilsa have more fun with her lightsaber?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
That's the
Okay.
plan.
So Anaka moves in a little closer, and she takes a quick second to say to Ilsa, she's like, would you like your target a little scared while you're playing with it? Is that the kind of cat and mouse you want to do, or will I hold off?
Sure, scared.
So I'm going to try to use Mind Trick to create a hallucination that distracts and terrifies my target.
Okay.
Which I can do within 12 squares and line of sight. So I think that puts me in range.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
So it's against his will defense.
Which is decent.
33.
33. It's not that decent though. So it is a success.
Yeah, so she would probably just plant in the scariest thing that she can imagine. And if it's scary to Anaka, then it's probably scary to other people too. But it's just, so with Mind Trick, you can just, basically it's essentially planting suggestions into people's minds. So it's nothing that stays for very long, and it doesn't do any damage, but she makes people believe that what they're seeing is true. So she would make a fleeting hallucination that makes him scared enough that maybe Ilsa isn't the only thing he should be worried about with her lightsaber.
All right.
And happens, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, he's got 6 very real scary things to be afraid of at the moment. This just cranks it up to 11.
Now he's got one very scary thing that's not real. So, but as he kind of like registers that hallucination that she's making, you guys can still hear Anaka like laughing in the background. And she just goes, all right, Ilsa, it's all yours.
So Janar's turn is next. Kieran shoots you a dirty look, by the way, Anaka.
That makes her laugh more.
Yeah. Just throwing that in there for flavor. But Janar is backing away like when you're like sitting up and then you're trying to back away but you haven't stood up yet. So just scrambling on the ground. Backs up, hits the trunk, and freaks out more, and is literally trying to claw his way up this tree trunk while shouting, "You're all monsters! How did you get a Rancor here?" And that's his turn. He's freaked out. Jai, it's your turn. Jannar apparently thinks there's a Rancor coming after him.
I mean, who am I to say otherwise? This all seems to be well handled. Everything seems well in hand here. I'm going to go poke around in the sniper blind I blew up and see what nifty things I can find there.
Excellent. Give me a perception roll.
Absolutely. 10.
It's a blown up sniper blind. That's about all you got.
Neat. Are there any interesting looking metal chunks?
There's a droid head that
Well, I'm gonna take
is
that.
pretty much intact. It's basically like the old battle droid from the prequel style head.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Right, and I grab that, I shove it into a pouch and just go, give him hell, Ilsa. No. Kick his ass, Ilsa.
All right. It's Kieran's turn. Kieran's also going to use Mind Trick. Because she does have that.
You know, this is a mercy killing at this point.
Right.
This guy would never recover if we took him prisoner.
Oh, that was a nat 1 too. Yeah, Kieran tries to use the Force to do a mind trick, and unfortunately has some really bad traumatic flashbacks happen and is freaking out.
She tried to think and she took damage.
Yep. It's that parody on the whatever song it is that every time I think I take 10 damage, which I would sing, but Twitch would be mad at me. So yeah, that's what happens. Kieran's having a little freak out. She's just gonna hang there for the moment. Zadu, your turn.
Zado feels like all this force business is a bit much more than is necessary for the job, which is simply to kill this guy, right?
Or capture. It was for dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Listen,
Alive
they
did
said
have a
kill. They
slightly
didn't
larger-
say.
You know.
I think Zado will just try to put him out of his misery.
Okay.
He's actively perturbed by the actions of half the crew right now. That is pretty
Fair,
chill.
Muso didn't
This is
take
like
this long.
this feels like it's kind of crossed a little bit of a line for Zado in a way he didn't expect.
Playing with their food at this point.
Yeah. So imagine I miss both. Imagine. Let's see it. 14. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that hits because he's really not paying attention. He's beyond flat-footed. He's trying to climb up the trees backs to you.
Hey.
So he'll take some damage.
I get another D6. 18 first strike.
Okay. You've certainly got his attention. So I'll say he'll be flat-footed at this point, not just completely helpless. So he's gonna move away from that strike for the second one.
Okay.
But you do get
The
one hit
second
in. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, nothing I can really do besides that. One little strike. I think Zado kind of looks down and I'm like, it would have been easier if you just let me kill you right there.
All right. Ilsa, your turn. You are in range with your lightsaber. What would you like to do?
Okay, so this guy is helpless.
He's basically flat-footed at the moment. Not quite helpless, but close. He still sees a rancor bearing down on him, and he's freaking out about it. Probably shouting stuff like, "How are you not scared of this thing?"
Oh man.
Kill him.
To be clear, too, like, this is a former ISB agent. He's a terrible person.
Okay.
Like, he's helpless and, terrified, but also he's a terrible person.
Okay, so Ilsa's going to hesitate for just a second and then strike again after she realizes that this is not a good person.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Was it 18?
We're gonna call that a hit. Yeah, you're doing a lot of damage. He's still not dead yet. He's got a lot of health. He's still not dead yet, but he's essentially helpless at this point. You could execute him if you wanted to.
Ilsa's going to ask if he surrenders.
Yeah, he's very flustered, going, I surrender, just don't let the Rancor eat me.
Okay, she's going to look at. Is anybody in eye shot that she can look at and figure out what to do?
Yeah, Mook's right above you.
Okay, she's going to look up at Mook, so like, help, what do I do?
We haven't used the brig yet. Cuff him.
Okay.
You have cuffs?
We're bounty hunters.
We kill a lot of people.
Anyway.
Well, if she
cuff
doesn't
him.
have cuffs, she'll, I don't know.
Mooksa will
improvise.
drop some down, so you have a choice.
Okay. She will cuff them. Even just because this is, her first one.
All right. then yeah, you're able to cuff him. Anaka, how long does the mind trick thing work again?
I double checked. I'm not actually sure. It doesn't specify in my notes.
Oh,
Wow.
just the rest of as long as he's alive.
I don't think it lasts
Use
that
the force to
long.
alter. All it says is alter a target's perception or plant a suggestion. One creature with an intelligence score of 3 or higher that is both within 12 squares and line of sight.
It says fleeting hallucination, so I'm gonna assume that's like a minute or so.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably
So he's not gonna have like a
calming down
lifetime
now.
of nightmares.
no.
Yeah.
Well, he might. He might, but he's probably
He'll
not seeing it right now.
Definitely is going to have nightmares, but he's frantically looking around for where the Rancor went. Fun note also, Kieran's curled up in a ball on the forest floor at the moment, so that's fun.
Unseeing that, if we're out of initiative.
Yeah, you've captured
So
him.
we'll definitely fly down and roughly do what she can, but with the expectation that maybe Zadu will come along because he's better at this with her than she is. But
Didn't he
Musa will
Zadu
definitely
into a
be right
corner?
there and be like, do the only touching you with your consent. You can pull away. This is fine. Sort of, they're there.
Yeah.
They're
She-
there.
It helps her kind of snap out of it, and she
Mhm.
picks her staff back up and slowly gets to her feet, just very shaky.
We can talk about this on the ship if you want.
Guy's
I
gonna
love-
drop down off his jetpack from up on the hill and try to land near Anaka and just like hold out his hand for fist bumps. Go, Rancor, huh?
I love the capabilities that this crew thinks that Zadu has.
So Jai stands there with his fist, and Anaka has like her arms folded over her chest. He says, "Rancor, huh?" And she kind of like gives him a little look at the corner of her eyes. And you can see just the smug smile pulling at the corners of her mouth, and she takes one hand out from her crossed arms, gives Jai a quick fist bump, and then puts it back into her crossed arms.
Getting there.
Getting there, yeah.
So I like how the crew has misconceptions about Anaka and now Zadu.
That's great.
Zadu has demonstrated some manner of like conversational compassion.
Has he?
A little
I
bit.
mean, you're not great at it, but you don't scare people.
It's more of a in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king situation. Just the rest of us don't really give a shit, and Zadu's gone out of his way to at least acknowledge her.
I was gonna say,
I mean, yeah.
relatively, you and Ilsa are the only two that have like cared enough to be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I mean, you also did. She's just clumsy at it.
That's
'cause,
true.
Like,
That's true. Muxa has.
she's been trying real hard to be a Mando. I mean, she is one, but also she's a captain, and that's a Jedi that she probably was nicer to than she should have been.
Yeah.
Oops. What's going on?
Oh goodness, sorry, my allergies are going a little crazy. Yeah. But yeah, you've got him cuffed. He's still freaking out a little bit. Clearly in some sort of shock.
He gets a smack up the back of the head and like pull it together. We're headed out.
All right. Do you take him straight to the ship?
Some of us will take him straight to the ship. Others may wish to do some more scouting around.
Nah, screw this planet. Let's go.
Zadu? Are you done?
What's wrong with this planet?
Okay. I guess we're all headed back to the ship then.
Yeah. Zadu head back? Is it because I'm woodsy that I should have stayed back a bit and scouted?
No, because you were already looking.
Oh, yeah, okay. Interesting. Well, let's go. I'll lead the way. you know how woodsy folk get.
So Ilsa's going to try to like carry this guy, but she's not strong.
Yeah, no, he's able to walk.
Okay, well, she'll still try to carry, but she'll fail because her strength is like 12. She's trying to impress you all.
I mean, 12's not bad. He'll just be kind of leaning on you as he walks, because he does have, like the leg wound and, lightsaber wound. And, a nice slash on the back. He's a little beat up.
Well, if anybody has a question, Ilsa says she carried him over her shoulder and just dropped him into the brig, even though that's probably not what's going to happen, but
Right.
a little bit of embellishment.
Okay. When you get back to town to where the ship is, the older lady that was there at the booth is still there. And just sort of calls out, it's like, well, I was getting worried about you all. That was a lot of exploding and loud noises, and oh goodness, John there looks a little rough. Are you okay?
Jai's gonna peel off and walk up to the desk, go like, it was the best nature walk ever. So that guy was our bounty the whole time. Muxo, the shiny one, gave him a grenade out of nowhere, and then he like drops it and snuck away, and then I threw it, blew up your hill, and there was a droid there, and then we like threw a tree at him, and then our Jedi was just like, yo, I'm gonna kill you, and it was great. Your planet is covered in woods and I kind of hate it, but you're awesome. And he's gonna just like flip her a credit coin and
Jai.
I love Jai so much.
The entire story, she is like actively listening and commenting and just excited to hear all of it. And then just at the very end goes, you didn't kill any animals, right? And no, you didn't.
I killed a droid, and I kind of thought Ilsa was gonna kill him, but she didn't. So I'm sure someone was. Yeah, she did great, but no, I don't think we killed any animals. Hey, Anaka, did you kill an animal?
Naka pulls back her hood just enough for the lady at the booth to see her shake her head, and then puts it back down.
No, we're good.
Well, great then. I'm so glad you had a good time. So, John, I'm guessing you're not going to show up for your shift tomorrow, huh? All right, well, we'll find a replacement. Bye.
So we'll give her the coordinates real quick, like just hang back, like this is not part of the conversation anymore, and be like, might have left some traps. It's really not our problem, but might want to send someone out to look there.
She, she appreciates it and takes that information.
Finger guns.
And then, sorry, Par, were you going to say something?
No. Zadu's simply wondering why Jai is telling this random woman all of their business.
Okay.
I feel like Anaka walks behind their bounty the whole way, just trying to make him as uncomfortable as possible with her presence.
Oh, yeah, he's just, still shaking a little bit, kind of muttering about the Rancor. So, like it's mostly mumbling, but the one word you can hear repeatedly is Rancor. He's just sort of twitchy looking around for it.
There's a little more pep in her step than usual.
Yeah, so good job on traumatizing the bad guy.
We all got trauma. He can have
That's
some
true.
too.
It's true.
Maybe he'll rethink his life choices.
Possibly.
We're not twisting this is a good thing. I see.
Excuse me. Pardon me. So yeah, you've got your bounty. He's in the brig. The bounty for this one. How much did you get paid for the last job? What was it? 80,000? Okay, and this was the middle of the road difficulty one, and you've captured him alive. So they're probably going to pay you 25,000 for this one. And you need to deliver him to the Rebel Alliance on... Where would they have you deliver this person? You know what? Let's say on Endor. Why not?
Great.
Which is quite a ways away from where you are now.
Oh, so we have days and days to be mean to him while he sits in the brig. That's what you're saying.
I mean, that's not what I'm saying, but also you're not wrong.
Would it be mean if just say like crawled into the cage and scared him?
Yes.
I'm so mean. I'm sorry.
I mean, he probably deserves it, but yes, it would
Yeah,
be mean.
I'm apologizing to a fictional bad character.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. So you know what? He gets no apology from me.
Yeah, and, I mean, he's literally the Star Wars equivalent of a Nazi.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. So he gets the rat ferret scaring him.
Yeah, he gets rations. He doesn't get casseroles. No cake.
Perfect.
And the brig is not decorated to look like a cottage.
Was it decorated at one point?
No,
I don't
that's
think
why
he
Ilsa
got
was
to the
practicing
brig.
in there.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think he would probably hate the cottage look more than it being
Oh, he
undecorated.
probably would. So would she have
'Cause-
decorated?
Because he's a terrible person.
The
it's fine
trick
either
is,
way.
Ilsa would probably believe that not decorating it is more insulting.
Yeah. I
Okay.
love that.
Yeah. So she's not using a good tea china for this. guy.
We
I love
actually
Ilsa.
have rations on board that we would never eat that are just there in case we have prisoners.
Perfect. All right, then. I'm guessing you're gonna start heading towards Endor. Then, is there any stops you'd like to make along the way? You probably need to make one to fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need to make one to fuel. Well, think we need any other supplies though, do we? I'm asking the rest of you. Okay. How's the kipper coming along, Jack?
Working on it. We got all the parts. It's coming. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Actually, if we're stopping on some random planet, I'd love to look for another lightsaber component. Since I'm doing that, I'm being the Bayadur in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I would like to stop and do some shopping for a thing. Musa is not going to invite Ilsa on the shopping trip.
Interesting. I'm guessing some sort of surprise.
Indeed.
So
It's not because I'm being mean.
He will decorate and practice and
Am I likely to find some sort of odd decorative trinket that I might be looking for at this pit stop, or should I wait to go to a wealthier type planet?
Well, you've kind of got your pick for where to stop, because there's plenty of planets between you and Endor. So I was actually going to ask, do you want to stop at like a fancier, more retail type center, or more industrial, big city, small towns, space station? You kind of take your pick.
Ooh, I would. Big city that gets it's kind of like a centralized port, so it gets a lot of different trade in it.
Okay. I know of one. That would probably be a little big, but at this point, I just need to look up the name of it real quick. Okay. Okay, there's the planet. What's the name of the city? I'm going to laugh if it's the name of the planet and then city.
We all know how colloquialisms go.
So Lothal is the planet, and there's a pretty decent sized city on there that I can't remember the name of, and I'm having trouble finding it. So,
Great.
You know what? We're gonna call it Lothal City
Okay.
because I can't remember.
Yeah, so I want to stop in. I hesitate to put it this way, but I want to go to the ethnic market.
Okay.
It's because I want to find.
Hey, Raven.
Uh-huh.
It's called Lothal City.
Of course it is. Perfect.
So you know those. Now that we've done the this is a secret purchase, Ilsa can just pretend she's not hearing me discuss what I'm looking for. So you know those dodecahedron type like smith practice things from like the Roman era that are like super decorative?
I don't know, but
They're a little bit
would
bigger
absolutely
than
take your word for it.
Yeah. So I'm looking for something like that, but larger, like would fit in my palm.
Okay.
So like super fancy.
So
No, like
something
fancier
like
than the bowl balls that were popular. Like, oh god, probably 10 years ago. Oh no, time passes.
are you thinking like a super fancy space Rubik's Cube type thing?
Yeah, I want to get a
Okay.
couple of those.
Oh yeah, you could find stuff like that virtually anywhere.
But like unique. I
on-
want like Smith's proofs, basically.
Yeah. On Lothal City, there'd be plenty of them, probably handmade.
Excellent. I want to get like 3 of those.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And then Jai, could I get a couple of mechanics rolls from you for fixing up the kipper? Because you'll probably be able to
Dang.
do that by the time you get to indoor.
How many do you need from me?
Let's start with 2, and then depending on that, it'll be enough, or you might need some more.
Non-natural 20 and then a 14.
You might need 1 more.
All right. 13.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it done by the time you get to indoor.
If you needed an assist, Luxo does have skill, but
Now we good.
Well, in that case, I think we're at about an hour and a half, so we're going to do a break. It's a good stopping point. You can make your shopping list for Lothal City. And we referenced Lothal at one point with the Lothcat, I think. It was like a symbol on something, but I can't remember what it was on. Sorry, that was a very ADHD thought. I'll try to remember what it was. Anyways, we're going to take a break, so go stretch your legs, grab snacks, hydrate, all that good stuff, and then be back here in 15 minutes. We'll have the second half. We'll do the shopping trip and the delivery, and we'll go from there. So we'll be right back. right, we are back. Sorry about the wait. Excuse me. So, Jannar is in the brig. You're on your way to go shopping at Lethal. I don't remember the Lethal reference we had earlier. I tried to think of it over break and I can't remember, but it was somewhere. But anyways, yeah, you're able to land and get refueled. Probably we'll charge. I can't remember how much they charged on Tatooine to refuel and check out the ship. I think it was 1,000 credits.
Okay.
So we'll say that here. And yeah, there's lots of open markets, sort of areas that are set up kind of like a farmer's market. And then there's also more brick and mortar kind of shopping mall sort of setup places, as well as a pretty big industrial center.
Yeah, so
not really any Imperial presence whatsoever.
Oh, convenient. None of our force wielders sense anything dangerous that they might not share. Because there's no Imperial presence. No, it's fine.
That's a good question. I can check, because Kieran's recovered at this point. It's been a couple of days. Yep. That's a pretty dang good roll, and yep, she's not sensing anything.
Great.
Or if she is, she's not talking about it, but out of character, she's not sensing anything.
Right. It makes sense she wouldn't either. She's kind of hitchhiking at this point, and we're just kind of fine with it. Once we got back to the ship, though, Musa would awkwardly try to be like, "Do you want to talk about it?" But the meeting so far, because she's so awkward.
Yeah, I think anytime Muxo offers to talk about, Kieran's PTSD attack things, she does that whole like, "Oh, thanks, but no." Like, very much appreciate the thought, but no, I don't want to talk about it.
Right, so Musa wants to head to that open air market to look for the thing that I have also posted in chat.
Okay.
Hand sized. I want to.
Let's get a gather information check just to kind of see how quickly you're able to locate something like that.
Yeah, because they're probably not like in fashion at the moment. That's what always happens to me in real life. And then they're in fashion like, oh no, it's going to take a while. And then they're in fashion 2 years later when I'm bored with them.
Yeah. So yeah, it takes you most of your shopping trip to finally track it down. Like, you can look for other things in the meantime and do all the shopping you want to, but it'll be like the last shop you check is when you find it.
Great. Okay. So I'm going to get like 3 of them, like various materials.
Okay.
Secretly, without Ilsa there.
Ilsa is going to shop, though. I just decided, but at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Will she be able to find more plants?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do a gather information check for Ilsa as well.
Yeah, she's going to like plants and just kind of have them matching, and so that to redecorate from what she accidentally on purpose destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, gather information. 19.
Yeah, pretty much any kind of plant you could want. If it's not the exact plant you're looking for, there's something similar here. Lethal has a lot of plant life.
Okay, she's going to get like the plants and maybe a new rug or something.
Okay.
And a fancy fork. I don't know.
Fancy fork. I like that.
Well, something to go with the dishes.
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's there's nothing like super duper fancy
No.
that you're able to find, but you do find something that it's very simple, but it's also very like elegant in its
Yeah, that's what she's
simplicity.
going for. what she's
Fantastic.
getting.
And then Zadu, I know you wanted to look for lightsaber parts. I think you got a power supply last time you went looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, the main things that Kieran said that she needed was a power supply, a focusing crystal, and a lens. If you'd like to look for parts here, there are a lot of, mechanic shops and some like essentially junk peddlers that just sell scrap that they find. As well as there's a couple of like machinist shops where they could potentially fabricate something for you that might have something like that. But if you'd like to roll gather information, I'll let you know what you can find out with those.
Oh, it's based on charisma, so it's not completely awful, but still bad.
Oh, 7. Okay, it's not a nat 1, so that's good. Yeah, just everybody that you ask doesn't really seem to know what you're talking about. Something sort of lost in the translation of what it is exactly that you're looking for. But hey, thanks for the beds, Michael. Thanks so much for that. For Nikki, and did you want to do D6s or we want to do an advantage? Just let me know in chat.
D6s. We always need D6s. This group.
That's fair. All right, I'll get that on the counter. So yeah, a little bit lost in translation of trying to figure out what exactly it is that you're really looking for. They're just not quite getting it. But one of the people that does deal in sort of like scrap and junkyard type stuff has a pretty decent sized warehouse with just a bunch of random parts and pieces, and says you're welcome to look through it if you'd like to try to find something that might work, which would allow you to roll perception instead on this. Which I know is a lot better, but it's another chance at a nat 20.
I will try to roll perception.
Do you have anything in mechanics? Because you could roll that instead.
No.
Okay.
I had not good at knowledge skills at all.
Are you all combat?
If you need
Yes.
something made, I can probably whip this together for you.
Or if you take Jai with you, you're also allowed to have friends.
That's true. I could also have Locke roll, but it won't be much better.
This is still the luck.
Do you want to have Locke with you?
Yes,
You
I
didn't-
feel like Locke hasn't been on the ship in a while.
Well, could he ask
You didn't
Jai
even let
over
him off to
to?
get the bounty hunter.
Could he ask Jai over to comms what to get?
Oh, Zara knows what he needs to get.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not rolling well to actually get it.
Okay. Locke actually rolled decent. And in between pestering you literally every 5 minutes, can I kill that one? Can I kill that one? Oh, can I murder them? In between that, manages to pull up say it's like some sort of like fiber optic kind of apparatus that has a lens on there for like focusing the light information, and it looks like it would probably work.
How much though?
If you take it up to the proprietor of the business, he takes a look at that and goes, "Oh yeah, I don't think you could even really repair that. So, I don't know, 10 credits."
Sure, 10 credits.
All right. Anything else that you and Locke would like to do on this shopping trip?
I'm tempted to find something for him to kill. Is there an arena?
There's not a fighting arena or anything like that. It's a pretty peaceful planet. There's not even much in the way of like predatory creatures outside the city.
So sorry, Locke. There's truly nothing I can do.
There's like legends of the Lothal wolves, but if you ask around, like nobody's seen one in ages. You could try to go hunting for one if you really wanted to, but
So finding a legendary wolf, that'd be nice, but
If you go out in the woods to go hunting, Muxo's going to bring up you being woodsy again.
wish she would.
fortunately or unfortunately, in this instance, it's mostly plains and hills, so not much forest around here.
It don't matter.
Jai and or Anaka, is there anything that you're doing during this time?
I feel like Anaka generally tries to stay away from crowds when she can, just because of her appearance and the fact that she carries lightsabers. So if she doesn't have anything specific that she needs to do, like actually needs to do, then she tends to stick around the ship a little bit more.
Okay.
Jai has a brand new droid head.
Yeah.
So I'm going to plug that into something and rear around in its brain space. Really just get up in the brain meats.
Okay.
Look,
Could I
look,
get a...
look, if there's a possibility that I can build another droid for us on this ship, I'm going to do it.
I mean, they're not too hard to build. They're relatively cheap to buy parts for.
Just
You probably
bits and
could.
pieces, eventually just Frankenstein a new droid together.
Yeah, go ahead and roll use computer, see if you can access the memory banks.
31.
Dang, yeah.
Yeah, that was a crit. That was a natural 20.
Oh, yeah. You plug it in, and it's actually, as soon as it's attached to a power source, it just comes back to life. And you just hear, oh no, grenade. Oh crap. Wait, where's my body?
You whiffed there, bud. It's gone? Your I don't know, former boss left a grenade in the middle of my friends, and I just wasn't going to have that.
Oh. Processing.
But if you tell me your name, I'll make you a new body.
Oh. Trying to think of what battle droid
I imagine it's like a
designations were.
serial number, right?
Yeah, it's probably like some a long serial number, which I'm gonna name CMYK just for funsies. CMYK 2.
CMYK
Mm-hmm.
2. CMYK 2. Cool. So CM, tell you what. You told me your name. I'm going to work on building you a body. My name's Jai. We're going to be really good friends. Have you ever wanted to be made of shiny metal?
But I was made of shiny metal.
Based on this paint job, I would not describe you as shiny, my friend.
It was shiny on the inside.
That's fair enough. All right, I'm going to look for some new parts for you. Until then, I'm going to like build you a little socket, and you're going to be my workbench buddy.
You would want a droid as a friend?
I mean, I have one already, and I just like gesture where Locke would normally be bugging me if he wasn't out shopping with Zadu.
uh, the head just sort of speaks up to you and goes, "I think there's a malfunction with my optic circuits. I see no droid."
Oh, I guess Zadu took luck with him. All right. Well, I'll absolutely will not introduce you anytime soon. I'll have to set ground rules first. Probably get you a body. But yeah, George is cool. You can like, once we get you a good body, you can like help me like, build stuff. I bet we can add in mechanics to your programming. Ooh, what if we got you like an astromech body? All the tools.
This would be acceptable.
We already have a Clone Wars era droid on the ship, so let's make you something real cool.
My last body was air cooled.
We're probably gonna do a coolant system. Something a bit more internal.
Roger, Roger.
CM, register new name.
Please input new name.
Captain Roger.
New name designation, Captain Roger.
Perfect. All right, bud. Why don't you just go back into standby mode? I'll work on getting you a socket for the desk, and then we can figure out what sort of body parts we got to look for.
Captain Roger, powering down.
And then John gets over his comm system and goes, Mook said we have a captain on the ship now, and it's not you.
Oh my gosh, that was just the conversation was just happening in chat. That's so funny. All right, cool. Kieran's also
you can be replaced.
I know how this ship works now. Try it. Roger, Roger.
Okay, and okay, so Kieran does find something, a couple of things, on her trip out, and then Ilsa, I had a question for you. Since you're out shopping, do you have your lightsaber on your belt, or is it concealed, or do you just not have it with you at all?
It's on a belt.
Okay. As you're walking around, you notice there's like, trying to putting timelines together in my head, making sure I'm in the right year for this. Yeah, it would be a little kid. A little kid kind of stares at you for a while, just like very intently. Curious now who Bat thinks this is.
I don't know who this is, so also would just wave.
The little kid. Excuse me, goodness. 1 second. I had something stuck in my throat, probably from trying to do the droid voice. So the little kid, she looks at you and sort of walks up closer, and then just kind of goes, "Are you a Jedi?"
No. What do we call ourselves again, out of character? I forgot.
like non-Jedi Force users?
Yeah.
Don't really
Did Ilsa come up with something?
Like a name, but yeah, you can come up with any name that you want.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I think Zoom froze.
Cool that I totally not going to come up with the last second.
So sorry. We just got you back. Zoom froze. What did you say?
Froze.
Yeah, There you are. Zoom froze right as you were going into your explanation, so I'm sorry we didn't catch it.
Oh, no, I just said, pretend like I just came up with something really witty that I haven't come up with yet.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, the little girl goes, but you have one of those light stick things. And she pulls out like a little data pad and it's like, hold on, and is obviously like searching through for something. My grandma drew a picture. She finds it and pulls it up, and it's a picture of a lightsaber with like a really wide sort of lens hilt on it. For any that have seen Rebels, it looks a lot like oh crap, what is his name?
Kanan.
Yes, thank you. Kanan's lightsaber.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I found this and I was able to make it work.
Oh, okay. My grandma just told me lots of stories about people that carried those, and they were really amazing heroes before I was born.
Oh, well, I'm...
Sorry, I think Zoom froze again.
Elsa just said she was an amazing hero.
You are? You should come talk to my grandma and tell stories.
Sure.
She grabs on to like either like the sleeve of your shirt or the hem of it and just starts like walking you towards her house.
My goodness, okay. Elsa's just like coming up with stories in her head.
Do you let everybody else know where you're going or what's going on, or are you just heading over there? I think Zoom keeps freezing up, unfortunately. So we'll pause that scene there and come back to it. Is there anything else anybody wanted to do on this planet before you leave?
No, I think I've gotten what I came for in true Star Wars fashion. I need to go to 3 different planets to get my 3 components.
All right. Oh no, we lost Nikki. Hopefully we'll get her back here shortly. Okay. As you're heading back into the ship after being shopping, Zadu, you do notice Kieran probably coming in at about the same time with a bundle that she's purchased, which looks like it could also potentially be lightsaber parts. Do you mention anything to her about what you found?
I mean, I'm probably carrying it because it's presumably small. So I just kind of just wave it.
Okay, just sort of wave and keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Kieran heads to the workshop, where presumably you are, Jai.
Yep.
Kind of does like that sort of hesitant, awkward, like slight knock at the door frame when there's not actually like a door in the way. That sort of like, I'm not sure if I should be in here, so I'm gonna knock, just so you know that I'm here, and you can either yell at me or let me in.
Jai's gonna look at her and go, "You can come in. There's no rancors in here," because that's what he assumed she was also freaking out about.
She just sort of gives Jai a smile, it's like a small one, but it's genuine, and laughs a little bit and goes, "Yeah, I heard that's what the guy Jannar was seeing. That would be quite frightening."
It depends on how much of a head start you have on it, I guess. What's up?
Well, I got the vibro staff, sort of a stopgap kind of thing, but working on building a new lightsaber, and I need tools to do that. And I know not really keen on space sword wizard people, but would it be okay if I used your tools?
Oh man. Shining sword's a shining sword. I don't particularly care. Like that doesn't. Anaka uses one and she's cool. So yeah. Can I watch you build it? I want to see what goes in it.
She kind of laughs and gives you a kind of a quizzical look, like obviously expecting a different reaction from you and being pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. So she's like, yeah, some of it requires a lot of concentration, so yeah, as long as you just like don't interrupt me during that part, you can watch.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a fully stocked out workbench. It's great.
She looks at everything and goes, oh yeah, this will be perfect. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. So yeah, she looks at everything. Is like, yeah, this will work great. And she pulls out this sort of like canvas bundle and unwraps it. And it's basically a length of pipe that's about as long as the handle of her vibro staff is. And a couple other components. There's like a single piece of some sort of glass like material that looks like a lens, and she's got this crystal. It kind of looks like a topaz crystal. It's very, very yellow, and very shiny. She's like, yeah, I got a couple of components. I'm still missing parts, but I figured I could go ahead and get started.
You know I have a big bin just full of junk, right?
But that's your junk.
I prefer to think of it as the ship's junk, since it was here when we stole this, so...
She kind of seems like hesitant to say anything. She's like, okay, but it's like, I'm being really awkward about this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and come out and say it. Like, you're acting very differently towards me than when we first met, and I'm not complaining, but why?
So, Mando's just, as a default, we don't like Jedi all that much, just kind of culturally, for a lot of reasons. There was a whole massacre thing like 50 years ago or whatever. It was a whole thing. But also, if maybe you couldn't tell from the face, I'm half clone. And, you know, the Jedi really screwed them over.
Yeah, I'd read some stories
What
about that.
possesses you?
What was that part?
Yeah, it was, you know, a lot, how'd they put it? Learned biases?
Right. Yeah, the Jedi have a lot of those too. I think I get it.
So, you know, just it's distinguishing you from the robe, I guess. It's like okay, it's like this. You Jedi hate the Sith ones, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
So if you were still in the robes, you would like instinctually hate Anaka for no reason.
It's like, well, there's the whole evil dark side of the Force thing.
Jedi just looks at her and goes, I would have shot that bounty right in the head if I had any reason to suspect that he was actually the guy we were looking for at the docks in front of that nice old lady. Blaster to the head, hole through it.
Like, you clearly catch her off guard, because instead of her normal, like, kind of quiet, reserved expression, she goes, "Not in front of the old lady."
If it got the job done and got us off that planet, I absolutely would have.
Like, all right,
And
fair
Anaka
enough.
is pretty cool. So, like, separate her from the lightsaber, I guess. It's that kind of thing. Like imagine how difficult that might be for you, but without the... And he just, like, starts, like, waving some tools around without, like, the space magic part of it. It's like
He nods,
that.
It's like, huh. That's a really good way of putting it. Okay, fair enough. Well, I appreciate you doing that, and I will try to do that more for your friend.
Awesome. Don't mess with my droid head. I'm going to build him a cool body. I'm going to get food.
She gives you a little smile and nods. It's like, all right, well, thanks again. And she starts rummaging through parts and bits.
Have fun. And Jai is just like, he has exerted himself. He has tried really hard to be nice to the Jedi person today, and he is done for the day.
Jai can have a cookie now.
Yep. Jai definitely like 100% laughed in his helmet when she like just went all like brain crazy on the planet, but now he's just like, no, I have to at least try to be good.
Hopping back over to Ilsa. So this little girl is just leading you to her home because you have a lightsaber. Do you let everybody know what's happening, or are you just going on your own?
Yeah, I think I will let everyone know, like, just some kid wants me to meet her grandma because of my lightsaber.
You get a message back from Jai, bring cookies.
Have fun.
Okay.
Have fun
Okay.
responsibly.
All right. Just curious, any response from Anaka on that?
Interesting. She would probably send back to Ilsa and just say, are there any other details, or is it just because of a lightsaber?
Do I get to like look at the kid's data pad and picture?
Like, she doesn't offer you the pad, but she did hold it up, and you were able to see it in pretty good detail. It was essentially like a digital sketch of the lightsaber and what it looked like, and
Can I snap
fairly
a picture?
detailed. Yeah. Should be able to do that, I think, with
Okay.
with your helmet package.
I'll send that to what's her name? Anaka. I'm sorry.
I do that all the time. I'm like, names.
Anaka, you might actually know what this is. Could I get a galactic lore knowledge check from you?
Certainly. Galactic lore. I don't have a lot of points in that, so we shall see.
There are 6 d6s currently, if you need to use one. Also force points.
20.
Yeah, a 20 will give you some information. A 25 would give you more information if you want to try for that. But a 20 will give you some information.
I'll use a force point and just see
Okay.
what I can do. It's just a 1d6. Oh, that's 25. There you go.
Perfect. So yeah, you do recall seeing this in your early training, in your previous profession, that belonged to an old Jedi Master of like the Clone War eras. He would have been, a Padawan at that time, to kind of give you a timeline. But someone who went through that, who was famous on Lothal, who caused a whole lot of problems for the Empire, and took on an apprentice. And your particular organization was really determined to capture him and his apprentice, and failed at it a lot. But he did eventually fall to the Empire, and the location of his apprentice is unknown. And by fall, I mean like he's dead.
Mm-hmm. Ilsa, when you get to where you're going, send me your approximate location. I'm going to come meet up with you.
Okay.
And Anaka is going to get ready to leave.
Okay. You don't have to go too far. It's maybe like 3 or 4 blocks away from the market. And it's sort of like a Star Wars-y kind of townhome. The architecture focuses a lot on like rounded corners. So instead of like a standard doorway, it's like an archway with a door in it. The edges of the building are also sort of rounded. Almost like a stucco type material, but it seems much more like one solid piece instead of like material with something sprayed over the top of it, or spread over the top of it. And it's very nice. It's simple and not terribly large, but it's very clean and well maintained. And she just walks right in, and you can see there is an older lady in the kitchen working on presumably dinner. And she turns around and says, well, who are you?
Hi, Ilsa is actually, she was coming up with a fake name, but she forgot it and introduced herself as Ilsa.
As soon as you get your name out, the little girl is like, Grandma, this is one of those, well, she's not a Jedi, but like Jedi. See, she's got one of those things, and she points at your lightsaber. And the grandmother just sort of squints her eyes a little bit and looks at it and goes, "Oh, so you do? You're not a Jedi?"
No, I came across this in my travels and am really good at it, but I'm not a Jedi.
Well, that's it's very unusual to find one of those. You know anything about the people that used to wield those?
Not really, just that they are a bunch of weirdos.
Could I get a persuasion check from you? Just essentially, how offensive did that come across or not?
Oh my! She wasn't trying to be offensive.
While Ilsa is doing that, can Anaka kind of preemptively try to sense her out in the Force?
Yeah. With the comm signal and everything, and her kind of telling you where she is, you find the place no problem.
You said persuasion, right?
Yeah, persuasion.
Oh my gosh, this is like I have a 4 in this. Oh, I got 14.
You get a little bit of a scolding. For the next 3 or 4 minutes, the grandma kind of goes on and on about how the Jedi saved Lothal and drove out the Empire, and there's some finger wagging, but she eventually calms down and continues the conversation. It's probably enough time for Anaka to get there.
Okay, Ilsa will explain that she hates the Empire, that they stole her culture from her, and that's why she's on a quest to be a hero.
Yeah, that definitely seems to calm her down a little bit. She gets a little less harsh with her scolding. But it's very much so the grandma getting on to the younger generation kind of scolding. And she says, oh, okay, well, that's good. At least you don't like the Empire. You want to be a hero. That's good. And yeah, about this time, Anaka, if you want to be there, you can be. And if so, do you go in, or you just sneak in? What are you doing?
Anaka's gonna stay outside,
Okay.
and can I use the force to gauge how many people are inside?
You absolutely can. You don't have to roll for it. There's just the 3 people. So Ilsa, the little girl, and the grandmother.
Okay, if she kind of slides up to the door a little bit and chills out there very quietly, can she hear the conversation that's going on inside? Or are they too far into the home?
You know, the little kid left the door open, so yeah, you probably can hear the conversation.
Okay, she's gonna chill outside and just to the side of the open door and just hear what's happening for now.
Okay. Let me get a stealth check from you, and then also, I do need to know, did you bring both lightsabers? And are they visible?
No, I think she would probably have left her initial lightsaber back on the ship.
Okay.
She only takes the one that's wrapped. And it would be inside of her cloak. So she has her hooded cloak on, and that's closed and clasped at the front. So it would be inside that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, your original lightsaber was the important one, so that I had to ask about.
That's a 17.
Okay.
However, I can re-roll
right?
it. Yeah.
Yep,
I was just going to ask, do you want me to? Okay.
You don't have to, but I would.
Oh my god,
no.
a 14. Yeah, I can add force points to it. And it's sad because I have to take that 14 now. No, I'm gonna use force points. I'm gonna do the force points.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the first
I'm
one.
I'm not getting stuck here because I was an idiot.
It's 6.
16 doesn't work.
No, you need a 20.
Okay, we can do this. It's fine. It's fine. I don't mind burning a couple here. It's fine. Oh, there we go. 20.
Okay. All right.
This is fine. It's fine. I don't mind using it here. That's okay. I used 2 force points. No big deal.
Yeah, you're like halfway into the door initially, but nobody's looking at you, and then you realize like, oh wait, I'm not hidden enough, and you duck back a little bit more, and now you're good. You don't get detected. So yeah, the grandma kind of continues preparing food and talks some more and says, well, how's your journey towards being a hero going so far? You definitely got the weapon of one. How's the rest going?
I'm still learning.
Do you have a teacher? Most of them most of the old heroes had a teacher.
No, I'm teaching myself. I don't do well in school.
Oh, that's very modern of you. She's just talking and chopping up things and putting things into a pot, which smells incredible.
What are you making?
She explains that it's I can't remember what herd animal they have on Lothal, but it's something like beef stew.
Okay.
And there's lots of vegetables and things like that, and she's baking bread that's already in the oven. So the whole house is just smelled with like mouth-watering home cooked meal type smells. She says, well, I can tell you some stories about some heroes that might help you on your way.
Oh, sure. And if you know how to use this a little bit better, or not, slam people into the ground accidentally.
Oh, I don't know anything like that. I was a lot younger when all the heroics happened, and I was just trying to stay alive. I didn't get involved with too much. But she basically goes into the entire story of Star Wars Rebels. And about halfway through it, realizes the door is open and tells the little girl to go close the door. Do you move, Anaka, or do you stay there?
Let's keep it fun. She's gonna stay there.
Okay, let me roll for the kid. Yeah, the kid doesn't see you. She's too excited to get back and hear more of the story. She's probably heard this story like a gazillion times, but she loves it. So she shuts
Bless
the door.
her little heart.
Yeah, she shuts the door, and you're unable to really hear the rest of the conversation, which is a shame because it was like right at a cliffhanger moment in the story. But,
She'll have to ask Ilsa for the details later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the grandmother goes through the whole story of how this Jedi and his apprentice and
1 second.
their friends.
Get off of that chair.
No worries.
Get off of that chair right now. I'm sorry, my kid just climbed the chair. I was getting ready to take a leap. So
No worries. So yeah, it tells you the whole story about how they saved the city and drove the Empire out, and all the events that happened in pretty great detail. And it sounds very heroic and inspiring. And of course, this is from the perspective of someone who survived and is very pro-Jedi. So any of the mistakes that they made along the way are conveniently left out. And by the end of the story, the dinner's ready, and she invites you to stay and have some.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, Jay in chat says just a touch biased, exactly. Cool. So yeah, that's gonna take you the better part of like 3 or 4 hours to hear the whole story.
Sorry,
Oh
Anaka.
no, absolutely not.
dinner.
There are multiple times when Anaka sends a message to Ilsa and it's like, "Are you coming? Are you done yet? No supper. Let's go."
But it smells so good.
Anaka's like,
She-
"Ask for it in a to-go baggie."
She does also offer Ilsa the recipe for the stew.
Yeah, Elsa will take it. She'll
And-
probably, I guess, send a message or something to Anaka, say, "Come in."
You're telling me to come in to the house of a woman who is speaking so favorably of Jedi, from what I could hear from where I am, Ilsa, right outside the door. If you could please hurry up and come along, that would be great.
I think she's gonna have dinner. I choose chaos. Sorry.
Love it. If you had tried to leave, she would have pulled the grandmother, just one more thing, and the one more thing turns into like a million more things.
I think
You know
Elsa
what?
probably has experience with people like this, so she knows that you can't go.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fine. Anaka's gonna pull you out of there. She knocks on the door.
The little girl rushes over to the door and opens it, and you said Anaka's got the cloak on, right?
Yeah, so she's got the black cloak with the hood up.
She opens the door and immediately screams, "Stranger danger!" and runs away from the door.
Elsa's
Does
gonna
she
Alarms-
leave
alarms the
leave the
grandmother.
door open?
Yep, she does. She's freaked out by the cloak because you look like the bad guys from the stories that her grandmother has told her. So she runs away. Grandma behind the kitchen counter pulls out a blaster out of somewhere and points it at you and says, "What do you want?"
Elsa will say, "Hey, don't shoot her! Don't shoot her! That's Anaka." Yes, she gave up the name.
Stop telling everybody our real names, first of all. Anaka doesn't say that. Anaka doesn't say that. But
my mind
Anaka's-
immediately went to Serenity with Malcolm. Was like, every heist, he's got to start yelling my name.
Anaka just slips right in the door just slightly over the door frame, like not, and then she raises her hands and slowly pulls the cloak hood back, not making any sudden movements, being very, very slow about it. And I didn't plan it this way, I promise. This was just the design that I went with before I decided on Anaka's backstory. She has like yellow eyes. I didn't do it on purpose, but the alarming yellow eyes. She pulls back her hood and smiles, and it's Anaka trying to be friendly, but she's a Toguro. She has like the sharp teeth, and it might not be as calming as she's intending it to be. But she just puts up her hands and she's like, "I'm just here to collect my friend. It's time for us to leave."
Oh, but it's dinner. It's so good. And she told me this great story. The Jedi aren't all losers.
So, Anaka, you get the distinct impression the only reason you don't have a blaster bolt between your eyes right now is because Ilsa said don't shoot.
Yeah.
Ilsa's like, come have dinner, listen to the story.
The food does smell really good.
Anaka's gonna beat your ass, Ilsa.
With the smile and everything and the slow movements, she and Ilsa vouching for you, Grandma does with the blaster back from wherever it materialized, and goes back to cooking and says, "Oh, well, if this is your friend, you're welcome to have some food too."
Yeah, she saved me from. I can't think of. Ilsa's making this up now. Like a herd of creatures.
Okay, can I get a deception check?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't even come up with a good story.
You're fine.
Yeah, Ilsa said
food is just too good.
Saved from this herd of creatures that was stampeding, and suddenly she lifts me up with the force, and I'm safe.
Oh my god. Ilsa, stop talking.
It was a herd of super strong Hulk snakes.
Yes. I'm trying to find my roll 20 that disappeared when my connection left. So one moment.
No worries.
And she saved me, and then I could feel the force coursing through my veins. And then I realized.
Oh my god.
I realized my destiny. Oh my god. Okay, what am I rolling again?
Deception.
Okay.
It's either gonna go great or Grandma's gonna be like, "That's not how the Force works." Hey, thanks so much for that, Raid Nerds with Dice. Coming on the party at 7. Welcome in.
Gosh, I'm gonna get
Hope you had a good stream.
a 15. Can I add a d6?
Absolutely.
Okay. Or
Because you're
Force
firmly in
points
that's
easier,
not
'cause
how
I'm
the
being-
Force works territory from Grandma right now.
okay, well, it's going to be a force point because that's the easier way for me to roll right now.
Okay.
No! Can I do another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, it's a
Okay.
6.
Okay. It's convincing enough. Grandma looks at you a little bit suspiciously, like, I feel like you're embellishing some of this, but she believes the root of the story. And says, well, if your friend hears, that sounds very heroic, and I'm almost a little sorry for this next part. Anaka, she looks at you and goes, that sounds very Jedi of you.
And then a
Anaka-
murder happened.
Yep.
Anaka grinds her teeth together so hard that it like physically might make a noise. But all she does is keep that lousy smile plastered to her face. And because Ilsa has the Force now, Anaka establishes a telepathic link with her.
Yeah.
And it says, like, you can exchange emotions or a single thought. The single thought that Anaka pushes into Ilsa is move. Let's go.
Along with that, I think is very much a murderous feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Anaka looks like if anybody says one more word to her, she might commit a murder. So yeah, Ilsa, you get that very, very overwhelming sense of move.
Oh, well, I have to probably go now because she did come and get me. We do have to go on to save someone.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
It's not quite a lie. You're saving Grandma from Manaka. She nods and is like, "Oh, all right. Well, before you go," she turns around and grabs something out of a cabinet, and it's like, they're not exactly like paper bags, but they're like something like that, but it's a plastic-like material. And hands one to each of you, and there's like 6 cookies inside of each one.
So, Jai, you get your cookies.
Yep. And says, "All right, well, it's very nice to meet you both. I'll go
It's great to
calm
meet
down
you
the little
too."
one. Just shut the
Okay,
door on your way out."
Raven,
I
question.
imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go
Is
ahead.
there a way for Ilsa to run away from Anaka?
I mean, yeah, you could run.
To like lose her and get to the ship before Anaka can yell at her?
Yeah. Let's just do an endurance check, I think. An opposed one who has more endurance to keep running.
Oh, no. Anaka is going to make as if she's going to run after Ilsa, but then she's not, because she can't be arsed to run. Absolutely not. Nobody is going to make her run. So she's just going to make it look like Ilsa is in trouble and needs to run.
Okay. Then in that case, you don't need to roll. You just you run as fast as you can, and then after getting to the ship, you probably realize like, wait, she's not behind me.
Well, Anaka, you see what Ilsa did now when she got in trouble in school many times.
Take off running.
Oh my gosh, Shay. Yeah, the song Run. Remy will let you know. Oh, goodness. All right.
Yeah, I figure Anaka takes her time and, it's not too far away from the ship, so she gets there in good time eventually. And then makes her way onto the ship.
All right.
But Jai, you get your cookies, and Ilsa's going to just kind of hide out or hide behind Muxo or...
I feel like Anaka walks past them all, and she's still got like a smile plastered on her face.
Oh, no.
And if anybody asks her what's up, her response would be, Ilsa almost witnessed a murder today. And then she just keeps walking.
Jai's got like a mouthful of cookie and just goes, "And you got cookies from it? You should have calmed us. That would have been awesome."
With Kieran being there still working on the lightsaber and hearing all that and definitely being able to sense stuff off of Anaka, there's that knee-jerk reaction to make a little cutting remark at Anaka's expense about being angry or something like that. But she opens her mouth, but doesn't say anything, and then closes it again and goes, "Well, I'm glad no one got hurt." And even manages a little smile at Anaka.
Muso has not come back to the ship yet. After receiving the message from Jai, and finishing her shopping, she goes and gets a bevy. Comes back whenever the hell she feels like it. So probably pretty late.
Okay.
Yep.
Can't Ilsa hide behind?
Yeah, sorry. That is why I brought that
It's okay.
up. Like,
It's okay.
you don't have Muso to hide behind currently because she is not there.
It looks like Zadu ran off.
She's been relieved of a responsibility to be on the ship managing these difficulties. So
She can't hide behind anyone unless she can hide behind Jai, but I don't know how great that'll work out.
All right, he'll just stand there eating cookies. If you want to hide behind him, that'll be great. But like, if Anak actually tried anything, he'd just be like,
She's
really?
not.
Cookies.
I don't
come
think
on.
she is.
Really?
She's gonna lay low.
I love that. All right. Well, is there anything else that you all want to do on Lethal before you head off towards Endor?
Yeah, when Musa does return, she goes up to the workshop where she knows Jai sleeps and says, "You're all done working on the Kipper." And
Yeah, I finished it. Yeah, you're good.
you wouldn't have finished it before Endor.
Sure.
Oh yeah, it'll be like it's almost done at this point.
Yeah, no, she's making a point. You're all done. And she'll just go to her room.
Cool. Roger, more time to work on you.
If did you turn him back on?
No.
Okay. then there is no response. As I say, I can have him respond if he's on. Then Kieran will come over to Jai before the end of the evening, after she's been working on the lightsaber for a while, and you know the I think it was the last of the newer Star Wars movies. There was a bunch of memes about it being like a Swiss Army knife, but like the Force Vision dark side ray that has the double bladed that like swoops down. She has
I
like
love that lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a casing for one like that. None of the insides are in it yet, but she's like, "Do you think do you think this seems sturdy enough?" And like she shows you the mechanism and everything and how it like swoops down.
Giles just hold out his hand for it,
Yeah, she'll hand it to you.
and he just like spins it around, looks at it, like he taps it with things. Does it seem fine?
Yeah, it's pretty sturdy. If there's any ideas you have for things to add to it or anything like that, it's basically your opportunity to say, "Oh, we could soup it up this way or that way."
So Giles will just be like, okay. So like it does the whoop thing, but what if we also made it do a and like mimes separating it? It's like if we add just a switch here, it can disengage the magnet on this part of the hinge, and you just have two.
Her eyes like widen, and she starts to get a little excited, but it's like, I really haven't trained that much with two, but that would be amazing.
Also,
then I have the option.
If you put in a stepper, you can have it so that when it goes whoop, it can stop at like different angles, and you could have a lightsaber boomerang. Now he is just being silly, but still, it would be badass. Or if we got a small little repulsor on a cable, you could have like light chucks.
That's a horrible idea.
Everyone should go read the old webcomic 8-Bit Theater where they had sword chucks, and it was amazing. Horribly impractical.
Yeah. I'm just imagining like how you have to wield nunchaku and with blades that you would cut off your limbs so fast.
Oh, you wouldn't even get to turn it on before you were dead. It's perfect.
I love that. That's so on brand for Jai. I love it. But yeah, Kieran gets very excited about all of it, and kind of explains like she wants to make this very personalized, and she's like, I want to do neat things like that. Like just expressing that she's got all this freedom to do whatever she wants now instead of having to stick to like Jedi tradition.
Heck yeah. You should you should go talk to Muxo and talk about like paint color designs, because Jai is blissfully unaware that Muxo's mad at him right now. And it's just like, you should talk to her about like paint, and like she's really good. She did some of, and he just like points at something that may or may not be painted.
Awesome. Yeah, Kieran gets excited and nods, like, yeah, I'll ask her about it. Okay. And she shows you like what each little compartment on the inside of the lightsaber casing is for, like where the crystals go and power things. It's mostly just pointing to a little slot and saying this is what goes in there. So it's not terribly detailed yet. But yeah, she's showing you how to do stuff.
Nice. Do you have the crystals and everything already?
She nods and pulls out. She actually got two of the topaz looking ones. She's like, I've got the focusing crystals. I can add more to do other things later, but this will make it work. It'll just be one leaf and one style of blade, but yep.
So Jai will continue to just like be amazed by how a lightsaber goes together for a while. In his mind, he is definitely taking notes because lightsaber.
Yeah. She does explain that she has to. I think she probably explains it to Jai as I have to do force magic stuff with the crystals to get them ready. But that's one of the parts I really have to concentrate on that I was talking about. But once that's done, they basically just go in like anything else.
Nice. And so Jai will just continue to just until she decides to go off and do something else. Jai will continue to just be like taking notes in his head about how they all go together, because by his count now, there are 3 space magic people on the ship. There are 4 lightsabers on the ship. And just like eventually one of them is going to break. So if he knows how to fix them, he's more useful.
That's very cool. All right. Well, after that, with Muxo probably not getting back in till late, Kieran's probably not going to ask Muxo about it that evening, but she will the next day about the paint and stuff. And with that, I think we're at a good stopping point. So we'll wrap up there, and then next week for our finale, we'll have you go to Endor, and we'll do the exchange of the bounty, and then see what else pops up while you're on that very important location.
Oh, I'm definitely going to haul this argument all the way through the finale. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to have to start the next season with a reconciliation. This is great. I love it.
It's going to be great. All right. Well, with that, we're going to go on a raid in just a minute or two. But before we do, I want to let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them, and anything they'd like to share or plug. And then we'll go raid somebody. So starting in reverse order from how we did the intros, we'll start with Mr. Parr. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you'd like to share or plug?
I think favorite part is Ilsa in the the house for a few hours, because it's just it felt something just like so perfectly that this crew would do. Even if we were all there, I feel like we'd all just go in this house and be there for like 3 hours. Still not talking about our issues, but just pure chaos, man, is what this crew is. Unending chaos. And I loved Captain Roger as well. You can find me next. Same time slot, same channel, same game, same campaign for more Star Wars, in which we'll wrap this up, of course. You can find me on Twitter. My personal Twitter, I believe, is on the screen right now. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I need to update that.
Personal
I keep forgetting.
Twitter.
Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. And you can find me on my semi-professional Twitter, where if I do projects, they'll be up there. If I, anything I'm working on will be up there. In that regard, at Par Professional. And I think that's about me done.
All right. Matt, same questions. Favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Oh boy, we had a good episode. So I think for me, favorite part was most of the team just like, nah, Ilsa, go nuts on this fool with your lightsaber, and actively working to ensure that she gets the chance. That was pretty great. Just like, nah, go nuts, get your training in. Live target probably better than not. Sure. And then like a secondary quiet moment off screen as I decided what kind of ridiculous Frankenstein droid I want to try to make for Captain Roger. And I'll be messaging Rafen about that later. It's gonna be stupid, and I'm very happy. And you can find me here again on this channel on Saturday. I'm in the Time Traveler Monster of the Week game, where I play someone who is the exact opposite of Jai. He's a special agent with the government, and he's had a really long day, and the whiskey's running out. You can find me over on my Twitch channel, Fifth Draw Live. I stream there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Tomorrow, I think we're going to be doing Knights of the Old Republic, which is just a really good, old, fun game. Classic RPG stuff. It's going to be great. And I have a podcast called Hard Reboot, where myself and two friends take a public domain property and slap a fresh coat of paint on it.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Hope. Same questions. Favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share? Plug.
Yeah. So, I would say it was the just rapid fire report to the old lady in the booth about everything that had gone on. For no reason. She didn't really ask. It was good. A return to Chatty Jai. I really like that. But also this new drama. Selfishly, I love the new drama. This is great. This is a demonstration of the difference in dynamic between our relationships. I just love seeing parties where those relationships are different, because Muxo is at her very heart a sibling before anything else. Obviously, you have different relationships with your siblings. So, Zadu, that's definitely like that's a teasing relationship where they can go back and forth and like just needle each other endlessly. Jai's her little brother. Ow. So, it's great, and I'm really gonna enjoy the pouting with Jai completely oblivious, like it was just a joke. Come on. It's like it. I was in shock. I was in shock for a couple minutes. Like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay, I can play this. Oh, this is gonna work.
Fantastic.
It's going to be fun, especially for a finale episode. You can find me at HopeTracy71 on Twitter and on Monday nights on Milady Saito's channel for Tales of Drahi, where I play a why not wild magic sorcerer with her eye on the throne.
Awesome. All right. Next, we've got Nikki. Same questions. Favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you'd like to share or plug?
My favorite part. Well, I really like the relationship dynamics of the whole crew. It is a big family.
Luxa might forget that she bought you a present for a minute. And then she'll feel really bad about it.
Like we all act like a big family. And I'm really sorry to Anaka. I'm sorry to Anaka.
Do you mean for keeping her outside for 24 hours? And then almost getting an old lady killed.
Trunk wants lemonade.
Yeah.
Trunk wants lemonade.
Sorry. Yeah. That. Yeah. And the whole sitting outside and
Trunk
the
wants lemonade.
story of accidentally giving her name out.
Overwhelmed.
Oh, I loved that part.
I like that, and I love just how,
Overwhelmed.
even though we have our issues, we're still a team.
Yeah. Where can folks?
Sorry.
Was that the camera rig?
Yeah, my child decided I was talking, so that meant he can talk and move my camera thing, which is on a box because why not?
Totally get it. Where can folks find you next? And is anything else you'd like to share or plug?
I think I'm doing a one-shot Saturday, I think. And on Monday, I do the finale of Castle Falkenstein, where I am a fairy princess.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the finale, and yeah, that's on action fiction.
Next season here, you'll also be GMing a game.
Yes, I will. Yes.
It's gonna start in May. I'm excited for that.
On Friday nights?
Yes.
Yeah. Fridays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yep. Wish me luck.
Absolutely.
Good
It's
luck.
gonna be a lot of fun. All right, and then last but not least, V, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
For favorite parts, a lot of the little things tonight. Honorable mention to Jai finally getting a fist bump. I know we've been waiting for some sort of friendship between the two of them. And it came in the form of a tiny little fist bump and then pretending it didn't happen. I also kind of missed out on the having the original lightsaber with me. I think that would have been really fun. But the whole interaction with the old lady and Anaka being this close to murdering her and it being Ilsa's fault, I think was really great. And then, of course, Ilsa not being able to come up with names on the fly. It's just like, I'm Ilsa and this is Anaka. So that was really fun. And then I also really liked to kind of put a little more of Anaka's personality in there. Like, she did a lot of laughing this session, which I really enjoyed. So I'm happy that her character is kind of coming out better and you guys get to see a little bit more of it. But yeah, as for where you can find me, I do have an art Twitter, which is @PepperoDraws. That's Pepper like the candy. If you'd like to check out my work, there's some like OC sketches. If you're a fan of anime, there's some My Hero Academia stuff up there. I'm working on some more My Hero, some anime stuff up there too, working on some of that. I torture my other crewmates with sad animus drawings all the time. So if you would like to get in on that, yeah, this past, I'd say maybe week and a half, I've been on that sad shit train. So lots of that going wrong. But yeah, if you would like to join in on the hurt, then that will be going up as soon as I finish it, and you can check out my stuff there. But yeah, other than that, I'll be here next Wednesday for the season finale of Exodus. We missed this week. I wasn't feeling too hot yesterday, so we decided to postpone it. But we're gonna finish off the heist next week, and then see what see what the next season has in store for us. Yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. That just leaves me. So I'm Raven. My favorite part was. It's hard to pick a favorite part because it was so full of fun little things. I enjoyed the whole grandma thing. That was a lot of fun to play out because something I had in the back of my head when you all went to Lethal, and I was like, oh, it'd be funny if somebody recognized a lightsaber or something, and throw some little Easter egg references in there. So that was neat, but I also really enjoyed how you all handled combat at the very beginning, and I absolutely love how everybody worked together to make sure that everybody got to do a cool thing. That was really fun to watch, both from the in character and out of character perspectives. So yeah, I really liked that as well. And yeah, that encounter was definitely going to last a lot longer. Jai grabbing that grenade and throwing it at the droid took out a lot of that encounter that was going to be a lot more drawn out. And also you preventing Jannar from running away because he had a lot more caches of weapons and stuff throughout the forest. It was going to be a big thing. And I'm not at all upset.
I just wanted him
by
to
that.
fight Ilsa. It didn't matter to me about him finding other weapons.
Yeah.
I was quite
But,
fond of Anaka asking as well, like, would you like your mouse scared today or not? Like, what are you feeling?
Are you
Also
fan
really
of the taste of
appreciate-
fear or less?
It also really appreciates the practice, even though the guy was so scared at the end.
I mean, you can practice your intimidation from outside the brig for days.
That's true. You'll be there a while. But yeah, I had a lot more planned for that encounter, and I'm not in the least bit upset that we didn't get to it because it was amazing how you handled it. And there was one other thing I was gonna point out, and I'm drawing a blank at the moment. But yeah, the whole thing was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, and also enjoyed the interactions with Kieran. It's a lot of fun because it's sort of a GM character now, so it's kind of neat. And then where you can find me next. Today is Thursday, so I will be back at noon Mountain Time tomorrow for our penultimate of Beyond the Wall, where we're going to go inside Faye's mind as a collective group. And Faye is like a sort of angel. There's some mystery around that and some uncertainty as to how much of an angel Faye is. So it's going to be really weird in the best possible ways. I'm looking forward to it. And then Saturday, we've got Time Choppers at noon Mountain Time and Animus at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And that'll finish out our penultimate week. And then other stuff to share or plug. Don't forget to pick up a copy of Fundamental RPG. It looks like this. You can get it at Amazon if you want this physical copy version. Or at coffee.com/raven/shop for a PDF version. Just like it says in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, just add /shop to the end of it. And you can also find, regardless of which version that you pick up, sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time, apparently. There we go. There's links to all the sponsor stuff in chat. You can also find character sheets for Fundamental at the Coffee website as well. There's form fillable versions, so if you mostly play on your computer, you can have that up and just type in the different numbers and change them as you go. Or if you mostly play literal pen and paper, you can print those. There's a printable version available as well that you can print out and just physically write in. And then Intrepid is the other thing, which is adventuring gear for real life. Just added some really cool coffee mugs with the tabletop Intrepid logo. It's a big, really cool looking D20 with the wow, words are hard today. The name Intrepid and a really cool looking raven next to that. Lots of cool stuff though. Go check that out at the same place. It's all at coffee.com/raven/shop, unless you want the physical copy of Fundamental, and that's on Amazon. And I think that is everything I had to cover. So we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid another member of the Fantasy Network. That was the last thing I needed to mention. If you want to catch up on this show or others on the channel, catch them at the Fantasy Network, which is watch.thefantasy.network. Just go to the stream library and look for Blackfeather Guild, and that's where all the past content is. And another member of that is, make sure I'm saying this right, the DAT Network.
Dragons and Things, yeah.
Dragons and Things, thank you. Looks like they're playing some tabletop stuff. So go give them a follow, say hello. There's a bunch of really cool people over there, and I will see you all tomorrow. And then our raid cry also is chaos, chaos, chaos. All right. Bye, everybody.